Okay. Yeah. Hello. Welcome to this Mirasys webinar today. So I'm really glad that you are joining us today in this morning. And today we would like to speak about the upgrade to Spotter version 9 of our VMS. But first of all, let me introduce myself as a presenter. I'm Udo Schneider, and I'm the Sales and Business Development Director at Mirasys. So I'm working in mainland Europe and covering mainland Europe as well. And I'm guiding you today through this webinar. Before we start, I would like to ask you for doing some homework. If you have any questions, please put them into the questionnaire box in your webinar tool so that we can answer them at the end of this presentation. So I will come back to them surely. If you are logged in anonymously, then please also add your email address so that we can answer this question later on if I'm not able to answer this. Sometimes I cannot answer all the questions, honestly, because I'm not in that deep in the technical details. So I need to ask also my developers and my technicians. So in that case, it would be appreciated if you leave your email address as well. Yeah, but let's start today with this presentation. So those who have joined a couple of Mirasys webinars so far see in the content that I do not talk about our company itself. So because we think that if you're joining this webinar today, so you're always or you're already familiar with our company and our products because you have used them maybe or you know them from the past. If you are brand new and you want to know more about Mirasys, either you can contact us afterwards or please visit our YouTube channel, Mirasys. So you can see a lot of webinars that we have recorded, that we have done in the past, and there is always an introduction into Mirasys, who we are, etc., etc. But for those who are knowing us today, it is a shorter presentation. So, okay. What are we talking today about? So first of all, we want to talk about the upgrade. So I need to give you an introduction into the different spotter models. Then we will ask ourselves, why should I upgrade? Why should I do this? And then we need also to look to two perspectives. One is the business perspective. So what would it cost? What would it require from the business point of view? And on the other side, also from the technical point of view, what are the differences? What do I need to take care on? So, and then at the end, we will have this question and answer session as always. Yeah, let's dig into this presentation right now. Why upgrading Mirasys? So maybe you have an already existing system. So I know that a lot of customers are outside. They still have a version 7, version 6, sometimes also version 5, which is a very old system. And why should they upgrade? I will give you some tips and some, let's say, arguments why you should do this today. First of all, I would like to talk about the different models that we have. So you know us from the past, maybe version 5, version 6, you know the enterprise version of those solutions, you know maybe also version 8, so we had also enterprise there, and then you know maybe also version 7, where we had enterprise and pro models. Pro, very simple for one single recorder, enterprise, fully featured, unlimited, etc., etc. So in version 9, we launched, I think it was last year at the same time, 4 different models. So the spotter base is the older version 7 Pro. So it is really dedicated to one single server for 20 cameras, just recording, just some search modes, but just for video. So it's really for smaller installations, home installation for stores, gas stations, maybe some smaller shops, restaurants, etc., etc. So a very cost-effective solution to get to enter this Mirasys family. Then the Spotter Pro is an uplifted Pro version of the Pro 7. So with the advantages of Spotter 9 Pro, with advantages of Spotter 9. What does it mean? Spotter Pro is now matching together or networking together 3 servers in one single system. And each server can handle up to 50 cameras. So that means you can run 150 cameras on 3 servers in Spotter 9 Pro. This is the difference to Spotter 7 Pro, which was only handling one single server. There are also additional features on top of this, which are moving the Spotter Pro more into the enterprise world. And therefore, it's also very important if you have different branches, if you have a bigger industrial area where you only need to record videos, you don't need to do integration or video content analysis or something like that, then Spotter Pro is the best choice for you. Then we have our Spotter Enterprise, as you know it, the full-featured, unlimited solution. And on top of this, we also deliver Spotter Enterprise Plus. So Spotter Enterprise, with regards to VCA, you can single VCA channels to each camera, case by case. And Spotter Enterprise Plus does mean you buy VCA for each single camera. So all the camera licenses are fitted with VCA. So if you need it in some cases, for example, for city surveillance, airports, etc., that might be the better choice. We would like to concentrate today on Spotter Enterprise. Surely there is also an upgrade path for the Spotter Pro from the old 7 Pro to V9 Spotter Pro today. But I would like to concentrate on the enterprise because this is the most important business that we have together. Why upgrading to version 9? So first of all, the IT world is changing. So today's IT departments are becoming more and more important and more influenced to the security systems as well. So honestly, an VMS today is an IT system and not. It is a security system for sure, but on the other hand, it's also an IT system. You're running it on servers, you're running it with Microsoft operating systems. It is a software and it requires maintenance. So most of the IT departments, they have a maintenance plan for the hardware, for the software as well, and they are also very familiar with paying SMA software maintenance agreement to have the non-maturing software. But what are the advantages to upgrade to Spotter V9? So first of all, new technologies. So we invest a lot of development into creating new technologies or using new technologies to enrich our system, to make it more intelligent. So for example, artificial intelligence and VCA are today's state of the art. We have use the latest VCA technology here. So this is called VCA Core, which has enriched features against the old VCA tools. So you have also a rule engine right now inside. So we have virtualization capabilities right now. And it is moving more and more in the next versions also to artificial intelligence. That means creating your own scenarios. Yeah, but we also have customers who want to have customized artificial intelligence models to analyze special behavior. And our V9 and beyond is exactly delivering the basic platform for doing this. What we are launching in this autumn today as well is 2 different kinds of number plate recognition. License plate recognition. So the first launch will be in October. So we are supporting LPR cameras from different providers. And we can manage the black and white list of these cameras. We can receive the information into our spotter. We can alarm based on this. We can interact based on this. So this is the first step. So to support license plate recognition cameras or automatic number plate recognition cameras, like they're saying in the UK. Then what will come as well is at the end of the year, a license plate and facial recognition system based on servers. Our own created solution based on servers. That means it is working with every single camera that you have in your system, depending on the resolution, of course, and the view That's nature of number plate and facial recognition, but it will have our own facial recognition system as an option inside the system. What will come as well is we are using new architectures. So HTTPS communication inside the system will come soon. This is something that is decreasing the performance usage in the servers, as well as make it more secure as on other hand. And it delivers new capabilities for new technologies as well that we can implement. So I just wanted to mention that we are working on version 10. And version 10 is the next version that will move our VMS into a cloud-based solution more and more. So this is one point of the matter. So, but also new architecture means we are using proxy metadata driver today. So you know that there are a lot of intelligent cameras which can deliver metadata. Today, it becomes more and more important to do this via proxy interface. So we are using this to get this information out of the cameras and to use it for alarming, for interfering with other systems. Yeah, of course, we are enriching our software all the time, so we will have also new features. So person search, I remind you to the last webinar that we have had 2 weeks ago. So the recording is now published on our YouTube channel. So person search is a first step into forensic analyzing. We can identify similar and same persons in different kind of videos or different kind of cameras at the same time. So we can do this on live and recording video. This is an optional tool that requires a license, but it is only available in version 9. Then we will have, for example, Incident Manager. Incident Manager is a centralized incident management tool that allows you to collect all the incidents that you have created in Spotter, our user interface, that where you have exported videos, you have, for example, used the storyboard, write annotations to them, you want to write commands to the exports, etc., etc. Incident Manager is the tool to manage all the incidents that has happened inside Mirasys on a central place. And then Storage Locker is also something where we have centralized the export tools that we have, so that you can export videos, relevant videos for incidents, for example, to a central drive or whatever, and you can log it. You can manage the access, who has access to this, etc., etc. Just in some phase, some small sentence. And then, for example, we have also facial blurring since a couple of months right now, which is working very well. And this is related to the GDPR conformity. So it's a very sophisticated tool, which is as a standard inside our V9. Yeah, if we are talking about maintenance, if we are talking about the next versions, then we need also to talk about the better security that you are getting with version 9. So we have now stream encryption. That means the stream was already encrypted from the server, from the recorder to the user. But now it's also is encrypted from the camera, directly from the camera down to the user. So it gives you a better security in that way. We are supporting a couple of cameras in that way, and also the OnWith-T profile, which is also containing the stream encryption if those camera manufacturers that they're using are providing this. So you need to ask them if they are providing this. Then we have also invested in two-factor authentication as an example. Yeah, so not only one single password or two passwords, you need to have your smartphone and your authentication app to get a special code so that you can log in. I can let you know that one of my partners has also created a special ID card reader for this to enter into the Spotter user interface. So if you are interested in this, we can match you together. And then, for example, this is very important, new technologies and also following the Microsoft strategy does mean that also their libraries that we are using today are more secure than the older ones. So you know that, for example, also the older operating systems like Windows XP, Windows 7, they have their traps, security traps, they're unsecure, they are not supported anymore, they are end of life. So in that case, also your IT department surely will follow or is following the Microsoft strategy to update also the operating systems. And we are also using the new libraries from .NET or whatever. So you have better security. And all in all, we enrich our system more and more so that you are saving maintenance costs. So you want to centralize everything, yeah, so that you can get every information from a central point of view right now. And we also want to reduce operating costs or the operational costs by using new technologies like VCA or artificial intelligence, facial recognition, or as I mentioned, DLPR. So in that case, we want to make it much easier, more easier than before with version 9. And I think that we are enriching this more and more also in direction to version 10, that this gives you enough arguments really to upgrade to version 9. So let's have a look business-wise. Yeah, what does it mean? So if you don't have any SMA contract, what is an SMA contract? SMA does mean software maintenance agreement. If you buy a new software from us, you are getting the license. The SMA for the first year is already integrated or implemented. That means with this contract, you have the right within the next year to update and upgrade your system at any time. And we are not talking about minor upgrades. We are also talking about major upgrades, higher releases like version 10, etc. So imagine your system is old, you never have paid additional SMA contract or additional SMA fees, your contract is off. So that means that we can deliver the latest version to you with an attractive upgrade package. So you don't need to buy the licenses completely new. So we give you an upgrade package that you are able to upgrade your system down to version 5, which is mostly 13, 14 years old, to the latest version for the same price. And this is extremely attractive. If you are interested in this, please contact us or contact your partner, your reseller, so they can give you a really good package for that. Then, if you have an existing SMA contract, that means either your system is not older than 1 year, or you are paying annual SMA fees to us. And we have more and more customers who are doing this because they are very close to their IT department and the IT department wants to have it. So think about this if you would not do this in the same way. So in that case, you don't need to have any extra upgrade costs. You are getting just a new license and you can use our new V9. No problem, no issue. So I was asked in the German webinar before, what would be the SMA costs per year? So as I mentioned, in the first year it's free of charge. It's contained in the license fee. And then in the second year, it is about 20% of the software license fee. So that's very simple and that's very easy. And it's not that expensive. These are running costs in that way. So it's really wise to think about this and to talk about this with us or with your partner. Okay, technical wise, how does it look like? Okay, first of all, it is a centralized upgrade. If you have a distributed system, for example, with multiple servers, you can do this via the master server and via our system manager. System manager is the tool for configuration, for maintaining the system, for administration, etc., etc. So how does it look like? So this is, for example, my demo system that I have here in my office. So you see, this is the system manager with the Enterprise Plus version 9.3.0.2. So it's the final version that we have. And you see here that we have in the license 3 servers. There's the master server with a local recorder as well. There's the demo HP Z240, and there's an HP 800, which I have in my demo system as slave servers. So, and then I opened here the update VMS server, then this window is opening. And then you, first of all, you search the file. So you take the file from the extranet, for example, you put it in one of the folders on the master server, and then you can use the exe. So for very sophisticated users, you see here that I have chosen, unfortunately, the gateway exe, which is a complete different tool. So I was completely wrong here. This would not work, honestly, but forgive me. So, and then you can choose the server that you want to update. It's not necessary to update all the servers or upgrade all the servers at one time. So you can choose them if you want. And then you just click on OK. And then the system is doing following. It is sending this exe to the dedicated recorder and is initializing on the recorder the upgrade automatically. And then after, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes, the recorder is coming back and telling the system manager or the master server, I'm ready, update is done. You see also here not only the name and the address, but also the versions that you have used. So for example, here all these servers are now on the latest version, and that's the reason why I cannot do this right now. So because also the system is telling us, okay, the update is not required here because it's on the same version. And because of the fact that I have a demo version on my recorder, so this is a demo license, it is telling me that an update here is not possible. I need to do this manually. This sometimes is happening, but in a running system, it is not happening. So that easy is it to upgrade the system from a central point of view, independent of if you have 140 sites or 2 sites or 3 sites or whatever, if you are distributed worldwide or only in mainland Europe or whatever, update from a central point of view. Okay, what else is important for you? If you upgrade from version 7 to version 9, or an older version, you still have the matured file system. This old file system has some hints and some disadvantages that we have eliminated from our new file system. So, and you have 2 choices. The first is keep the old file system. So you can tell the system, okay, I want to keep the old file system. Then you run version 9 with the old file system. That means also you keep the old data, the old recordings. This is sometimes essential because if you have a very huge system, you cannot archive all the data that you need. So in that case, you can keep the old file system. And then afterwards, after the upgrade, there is also a possibility then later on to change to the new file system. If you have the possibility to archive the old data, you don't need them anymore. Then you can automatically to the new file system. What does it mean? You can use all the advantages. That means no limitation in how many drives you can add to the server. No limitations in how big the drives can be, independent of it is 1 terabyte or 16 terabyte or whatever will come in future. And even the drivers itself, it does not matter for us what sizes they have. If they have the same size, which was essential in the old file system, or if they have different sizes, it does not matter for us. Then you have the possibility to hot swappable drives. That means you can take out the drive if it is failing or if it is crashing and put in a new drive. And the system is regenerating. And then also very important, the performance of writing and reading from the drives is improved because we are using a better HDD caching. So in that case, you have a brand new system, even with older hardware, you can create a better system, a more performing system than ever before. And then, as I said, first of all, archive the old data if you need them. If you don't need them, just upgrade the system to the new file system. Okay, then it might be that your budget for this year, let's say in that way, is not big enough anymore. So you have bought new hardware, etc., but your budget is not big enough to upgrade the whole system that you have. So in that case, it is very important to understand that also older slaves, older systems, version 7 and version 8 systems are working with version 9 master servers. So the master server must have the highest release, and then the older versions can run under the master server with all the features that are available in Mirasys Spotter. And that's important. So you have a system that is running on with the latest feature, with the latest plugins, but it is supporting the older slaves with all the disadvantages that you have. I recommend to do this only in case that you have budget issues, honestly, or you have so complex systems that you want to do it step by step. This is also an advantage. You can do it step by step. Start with the master server and then with the most important server, and then roll it out over the time. So it's not essential to or necessary to do it at once. And that's the important message. We are extremely flexible in this. Yeah. Okay. So I mentioned this is a short presentation, so I did it. And we come now to the Q&A session. Let's wrap up, first of all. We have talked about the different models that we have in version 9, the 4 different models, and that there are upgrade passes for the Pro and the Enterprise version from version 5, 6, 7, 8 to version 9. We have talked about a bit the arguments that you need for your purchase department to release the upgrade costs. So new technologies, new features, enriched features, saving costs, saving operational costs and time, etc., etc., and following the IT strategy of maintenance, etc., etc. So I gave you some important arguments in that, and then we have had a look to the business-wise or the business point of view. So how to upgrade if you have an SMA or you have no SMA. So in both cases, you would wonder how, let's say, cost-effective it is really to upgrade the system. Even on older machines. And then we have also had a look to the technical topics that you need to be aware of. So that means old file system keeping or taking the new file system. You can choose whatever you want. And then also if, for example, you have a very complex system or your budget is not high enough, big enough, so that you can start with the master server and a couple of servers, so you don't need to upgrade the whole system at once. So I'm really glad now to talk, to hear your questions. I've seen there are a couple of questions right now. Oh, Peter, this is something that I put the question here. For the HTTPS, you deliver also a CRS file to create a certificate. I beg for pardon, but this is an answer I cannot give to you because I'm not in that deep. I would say you left your email address. I will, or we will send you the answer later on, asking our developers what they do. I would say from as far as I remember, yes, but honestly, it would not be the 100% correct answer. So I will give you this answer later on. There is another question from Anonymous. Okay, what would be the costs of an upgrade package? This is something, because this is a public webinar, I would not answer today. Stay with us or come with us in contact us or your partner, and they can give you a good pricing for that. It is not the price of a normal license, honestly. It's much less. You would be surprised in that case. Okay, then there was a question for the SMA. Is it essential to renew the SMA every year? as I mentioned, no, it is not essential. So in the first year, it's already in the license. Then the second, third year, all the other years are optional. So you can buy it from us, or you can't, or you don't do it. So it's up to you. As I mentioned, if you don't have an SMA, we can deliver this upgrade package. If you have an SMA, then you can upgrade at any time. And especially if you are very close with your IT department, talk to the IT manager. Really talk to the IT manager and ask him what he would prefer, honestly. Because I see more and more that also the IT managers are looking or taking care of your hardware that you are using. And they would like to see that also the life cycle of your hardware, which is, let's say, 5 to 10 years as a standard in the security environment. In the IT departments or in the IT environment, it's much less. It's 5 to 3 years. Yeah, so in that case, you would get more and better performing hardware as well. And please ask them if they would do this. I'm pretty sure they wanted to do this as well, to put this SMA on the standard. What's with Spotter Mobile? It is still on version 7.2.70.2. Yeah, that's correct. The mobile applications are, let's say, a pain for us because we are running more and more into the situation that let's say, to define and to develop a mobile application versus other technologies, it's much more cost effective, and to follow the strategies of those two mobile operating system providers today, it's much more complex for us than to do it with another technology. So we are launching in October the HTML5 client, web client. And this is much more enriched than the mobile applications. And the client is, or the web client, HTML5 web client is also coming with an mobile web client, so that you can run this also on your mobile application or on your mobile phone or on the smartphone or whatever. It doesn't matter if it is Safari or if it is Firefox or whatever you prefer. You can run it on these web browsers, and you have much more features than with the mobile clients. So we are moving into this direction. We will enrich this, of course, more and more, also in direction to version 10. But we see that this is the better strategy than always struggling with the development. So the development for the next for this version of iOS is done. So then they're launching the next version. So you need to relaunch the complete development, which at the end reflects into, let's say, a massive load of cost and time delays that we have. So I appreciate if you would do this with the HTML5 client in the future. You're welcome, Peter. All right. Any other questions? No. Okay. Then I'm done. So I would like to thank you for this shorter webinar. So, and I do hope I gave you arguments to go to your bosses and to ask for budgets for upgrading the system. I was working with version 7, version 8, and version 9 so far in this company. And I need to say what we are doing and what we are launching in the nearest future with version 9 and then also with version 10 is really worth to update and upgrade your old system to the latest version. So if we are not promising too much, honestly, so we want to make you happy with your system, and I'm pretty sure that what we are getting as feedback from our customers about version 9 is a very attractive solution. So in that case, glad to see you soon. Have a nice day, and I do hope that we see us on the next webinar. Take care, stay healthy, all the best. Bye-bye.